Hey, how you doing? This is Little Powerhouse 102. I hope everybody's doing all right. How you guys doing? I just want to say hi to everybody and do a little video here. I'm not gonna show you something you guys have not already seen. This is just a video of something a little different. Like I said in the video title, Match Mirrors, Origins, Collection, and Variants. Exactly. We're gonna talk about the variants that Origins has given us, and how unique this line is in as like the vintage. Okay, where to start? I want to show you guys a little bit of some of my vintage figures that I have still on card. I hope we could see them through their plastic baggies that I have them in, and you guys could see the differences and how this came about. These variants. Okay, guys. Here we go. We're gonna scoot over a little bit to the vintage side. I'm not gonna show you everything I have on vintage because it'll be probably a longer video. All right, guys. Yeah, guys. In the 1980s, yeah, He-Man was being produced. All the action figures and play sets and whatnot. Okay, and here we have a just so you guys could see. As you guys can see here, get a zoom in here or get a little bit closer. This He-Man here is made in Malaysia. If you can see his body, he has like these spots all over his body, and his face, yeah, it reminiscence on the regular head. And all these figures came like it's a hard head, you could say like a solid plastic, and they made this guy in Malaysia, yeah. And I guess they send the molds over there in different states and all, and but their plastics and their results were a little bit different from the US. And, well, anyways, this guy is from Malaysia. And the next He-Man we have here, this is our regular He-Man that came in the United States. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they produced our US figures in Taiwan. I guess they sent the molds over there, and they had the how could I say, the labor is much cheaper. And this is what we got in the US. You could say it's a much cleaner look, in our US and our our action figures. And here we have the Battle Armor He-Man. This guy is from the US also. They really look like each other. Look at their head sculpts. They're practically the same, Just the armor that's different. Even the plastic, you can see the plastic, it's really the same. So these guys were produced in, I just say US, Taiwan, because they made them in Taiwan, the labor, and they sold them here in the US. And the next guy right here, he's another Bad Armor He-Man. This guy, you can see, comparing to this guy, his skin's darker, and his face is much shinier than the regular He-Man, and it's a solid head too. This one is made in Mexico. Really nice figure. So Mexico had their own molds and their own plastic, of course. So there's differences in the plastic and the paint. So that's what made it a variant. It's the same figure, but with different color, different plastic, of course, and that's how they're called variants, because they have their differences. They have their tweaks here and there, and that's how we call them variants. And up here, it's more He-Man. These are the ones that I call my gems, because I packed it in with another figure, which is Battle Cat. And if you see this He-Man here, this guy is from France. This guy was made in France. And this one too. The big difference, if you see, it's his hair and his face. I mean, his face is kind of like a translucent plastic, you know. That's how these figures came out. They have like a translucent plastic in his face, and a little bit of his paint job is a little bit different from all the other ones, you know. And let me show you real quick over here. Let me show you real quick. Here's another one right here. This one right here. This one from Mexico. He's just loose, you know, all his weapons. And up here I have another one that's made in Malaysia. As you can see, he has the spots on his body, you know. And so yeah, guys, those are the differences. It's the same figure, but they have their little differences. So that's why when I was collecting vintage stuff, you know, a few years back, it was really interesting. And it starts getting expensive when you start buying these other figures from other places, other states that they make them, you know. So especially if they're on their card, you know. So I'm really happy I have these figures in their card, and I have them, you know, they're mint, you know. I've had these guys for years. You could almost say I've almost had them for almost, what, 20 years in my possession, you know. And that's what made vintage fun to collect, you know. Awesome. And over here, now we're gonna go to the origin side. All right, we're gonna start here with a He-Man. Yeah. Then we'll go with a Skeletor. Okay, as you guys know, we got our modern He-Man face sculpt, you know, for 2020. A lot of people did not like the head sculpt, but I was getting kind of used to it already when we were getting Prince Adam, this guy, Battle Armor He-Man, and you know, we were already getting used to it. But Mattel decided to do the retro head, you know. I don't know if they did that on purpose or they already had that in the plan. I don't really know, you know. If you guys know anything, leave that in the comments so I could read it, you know. And maybe there's something that you guys know that I don't know. And so yeah, and here we got the retro head He-Man. Same exact figure, but just different head sculpt, you know. I don't have the Comic-Con one, the one that has that knife, you know, by his boot. I don't have that guy, so that's another variant. And so yeah, guys, I don't know if Mattel was doing this on purpose or they had a plan, you know, or it was already in the plan. So I know all of these figures, they made them in China, really, for the labor. But they're selling it here in the U.S. and they're distributing it to Canada, to Mexico, all different places. But I think they're all getting made in China. You know, Mexico's not doing them, or other states. So I think China's the one really, you know, doing all the work, all the labor for our figures. You know, if I'm not mistaken. Like our vintage stuff was sent to Taiwan, and that's what the figures say in the back for our vintage stuff, and for our origins is saying China. So there you have it. Okay, here we have Battle Armor He-Man. As you guys remember, this is the first Battle Armor He-Man that we received. As you can see, he has his little differences. His armor is a little bit more dull than the second Battle Armor He-Man that they released, and his boots have those stripes, those painted stripes on his boots, you know. But the packaging itself, it's the same. Just the figure itself changes a little bit, has its little tweaks there, you know, of changes. And here's the second version of the Battle Armor. His armor's a little bit more shinier than the first one. Here, so you guys could see it, both of them together. And his boots are not painted. His stripes are not painted. So those are the differences on those two Battle Armor He-Mans. And as you know, we have our back metal He-Man, you know, 2-pack right here. I think this is a really, really nice figure. They should have done this in the start for our Battle Armors. It would have been awesome. And he has the retro head, the retro face, and with the wind blowing in his hair. So that is really awesome, guys. I think Origins has been doing a stupendous job in giving us, you know, these Origins, these variants, you could say. And so it's been really fun. That's why I don't want the line to end. It's been really interesting to collect all these figures, you know. And here we go to Skeletor. Skeletor has had his differences, his little tweaks, his little changes. And here we go. We have here the first Skeletor that we got, which was the open mouth Skeletor, which I didn't really mind getting him. I mean, it's Skeletor is really, you know, can't go wrong with that. You know. And here we got our Skeletor with our retro head, which is what we are accustomed as collectors that grew up in the 80s and collect things from the 80s, or you just collect, you know, vintage stuff. You know, this is the head that we are used to. So here we go. And with our Battle Armor Skeletor, we did get another head sculpt, and this is another variant for our Skeletor. Here we got a like a meaner face, like a grumpier face for Skeletor, and we got our retro head there. So yeah, look at, we've been getting our variants, you know, very early on in our line of Origins. And here we have another head sculpt for Skeletor, which is the Alcala one, you know, which was really appreciated when they did this one. I didn't put no vintage Skeletors. I only have maybe like one or two on the card still, and that's why. Plus, I didn't have the room here to put them here in the display here. So yeah, there's our Skeletors, you know, variants. So we do have our little share of variants in our Origins line. So that's why the Origins is becoming unique and a very fun line to collect, you know. And here we have our Faker. These are regular Faker that came out. Really nice figure. A blue He-Man, but very nice figure nonetheless. And here we have our Comic-Con or PowerCon, you know, exclusive. This is the figure they did back in the day. It's called the Leo Faker. It had that characteristic in his eyes, and now it has Skeletor's Havoc staff and his loincloth. So they gave him some extra pieces there, and plus his paint job in his eyes, you know. So that makes him very unique, you know. And if you could get this guy, you know, when the Leo one, I believe they made him in India. That guy is very going for crazy money. But if you have him in your collection, good for you. You are a lucky collector. So yeah, guys, I mean, I know you guys seen these figures already, and they've been talked about, you know, throughout the reviews, and since they came out, you know. But I just wanted to do my own little video and talk about these toys. You know, these toys have been really fun to collect. I mean, I've been having a blast, like you guys have seen, you know, in every video I do, or anything I get new from Masters. I'm building up a little haul here. I'm waiting, I'm waiting on some figures that I know they're in the mail right now, and I want to do a video, guys, and with the little haul I have here, and talk about those figures, and have another chat with you guys, you know. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video here, and let's see. I want to see your comments. What you guys think of these variants that we're getting in the Origins, and we hope to get more, you know. So yeah, guys, this is Little Powerhouse 102. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys be careful out there with all this coronavirus, you know, going strong right now. You guys stay safe and your families. All right, this is Little Powerhouse 102, and I'm out.